Alrighty, friends. What's going on, everybody? Happy October 18th, Friday. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone is finally winding down from a long work week and everything like that. Everybody at school and everything. Hope you guys are doing good, my friends. We got ourselves a heck of an update for you all. So we now have potential tropical cyclone 15. This is that system that we were monitoring yesterday during our live stream, the one that was going out there towards like the Western Caribbean. This one is now what we call a potential tropical cyclone, which means it now officially has graphics from the Hurricane Center. And we now officially have tropical storm watches in effect here. We're going to change our map to the gray presentation. I'm starting to use this one a little bit more personally whenever off stream. It seems to be pretty solid. But yeah, so anyway, we have ourselves potential tropical cyclone 15 here. This one is expected to be making landfall sometime tomorrow afternoon. And this thing has an overall 70% chance of development overall, in which, like I said, right now it is now a potential tropical cyclone. We're going to hop over here to the Hurricane Center. We're going to discuss all this here. So let's go ahead and do that now. So this is the Hurricane Center regarding it. Right now the storm is currently sustained at 35 miles an hour. Tropical storm status starts at 40 and goes up. Or I think 39 and greater is considered tropical storm force. So right now we're sustained around 35, gusting a little bit higher, of course. And our central pressure is down to 1,005 millibars. Storm is moving to the west-northwest around 7 miles an hour or 6 knots. So that is the latest with that. Now, we're going to hop over here to those graphics that we got. Now, regardless, there's going to be a pretty good amount of rainfall out for some of these places out there. For the Yucatan Peninsula, especially on the southern side, we could pick up a good 4 to 6 inches, which is equivalent to right around 100 to 150 millimeters of rainfall. You guys can kind of see, more of the local areas here on the map. Say if you're from the region here, you can kind of see where we are seeing a bit more. But anyway, so yeah, there is some places that we could be seeing locally up to 8 to 12 inches, maybe even more. Kind of out there, maybe towards that landfall site, we possibly could be picking up maybe up to 12 inches or more, like I said. So that is a good possibility. Ty, it's not gonna hit Missouri, man. What's up, Isaac? You're not late. We just started. What's up, Samuel? What's up, Jeff? Hope you're doing good. Let's see. What's up, Rosalind? Saying hi. What's up? Hope you're doing good, my friends. But yeah, so that's the latest regarding the rainfall and stuff like that. So like I mentioned, there's going to be a pretty good amount of rainfall out of it. There is a good, a good possibility that we could be picking up quite a bit. Now we're going to hop over here to the cone. Here that we got. So like I mentioned here in the yellow, those are tropical storm watches that is in effect here. So that does include portions here of, like I said, the Yucatan Peninsula towards the central and kind of southern coastline there. We do have those tropical storm watches. I mean, that tropical storm conditions is possible. There is a possibility that this storm here will turn into a tropical system or tropical storm before we make landfall or as we make landfall. It's going to be relatively short-lived, at least for now, because as we're getting ready to look at here in a minute, the models actually have a pretty strong agreement in the fact that this storm might redevelop in the Eastern Pacific. That does seem to be like a good possibility. The Hurricane Center, as you guys can see here, we'll go and hop over to this, has this area here, overall 50% chance of tropical development. Now, whenever we look at the hurricane models and stuff like that, you're actually going to see that they do pick up on it pretty well overall. Is it Rasheen? Oh, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm not the best with names, so yeah, don't take that personally. But hope you're doing good, my friend. Glad to have you here. I have an off-subject question. Do I think abnormal heat in the U.S. affect winter? Do I think that the abnormal heat in the U.S. affects winter? It's kind of a weather pattern thing, man. Sometimes we get hotter than normal. Sometimes we get colder than normal. I don't think so, honestly. I really don't think it would. But anyways, yeah, so like I mentioned, we are going to watch out for that thing potentially redeveloping in the EPAC, which we'll definitely be monitoring. All right, let's go ahead and actually just hop into models here. We're just going to get right on into it here. So this is 95L, also 94L, the storm that we were, oh, you know what, they reset those because it became a potential tropical cyclone now. Okay, so we'll have to do another live stream later today probably just to give you guys that information. But the GFS here Yeah, the GFS was one of the models that didn't really pick up much on it. But some of the hurricane models, which what we can do is look at the spaghetti models, in which you can actually see that a lot of them have this thing tracking back into the eastern Pacific, where the waters, like I said, where the waters are definitely conducive for development, meaning that the storm here, once it goes back over water, it might have a chance at redeveloping here. So you can kind of tell it's still a little bit of uncertainty in its track, where the central low is going to end up going over. There still is a bit of uncertainty there. We'll continue rolling our way here to the west, and then we'll cross out into the waters around, the day 2, day 3 mark or so. So that'll be about the 19th, the 20th. Yeah, right around the 20th is when we're going to probably pass back out into the water here, 20th or 21st. Then we'll continue working our way here to the west. Let's actually pull up the hurricane spaghetti model intensity guidance. So you can actually see here, that we are expecting some gradual development. This thing might briefly touch tropical storm, then start to die down. But then if we get in the long range, you can kind of see some of those models. Some of them just have it flattening out, not really doing too much. But there is a couple of models that have it maybe picking up a little bit in intensity. So that's obviously why the Hurricane Center has this area over here too, just watching what this guy does once it passes into the EPAC here. Is it unusual for a storm to cross into the Pacific? It's rare, but it's not super, super rare. I've seen it many times before. It can happen. I have seen it happen before. But like I said, it's not super, super common, but it can happen. Yes, it's happened before. Let's see. What's up, Ryan? Saying, hey, Andrew, hope all is well. Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. But yeah, so, there is a couple models. Of course, you got HWRF just completely skyrocketing in intensity, which that's kind of their outcast model. You can kind of tell. But, there is a handful of models, though, that does have this thing potentially, turning back into a tropical cyclone once it crosses into the EPAC there. Here's current satellite imagery. As you can tell, it's still kind of, that central convection is still not really organized. We still do have a lot of convection, a lot of storm activity in the storm, as you can tell here in the system. But it's not really centralized too well. The circulation's looking pretty good from what you can see under those clouds there. A lot of those upper cloud tops are kind of obscuring our view of that central low. But if you look at the wind field, from some of those mesonets and those buoys and stuff like that, and everything that we have available to us, circulation is looking pretty good. And that's what I'm saying. It looks like it is going to have a chance of turning to a tropical storm here as we approach landfall, which will be tomorrow afternoon. So we'll have to watch out for that. Now, the hurricane hunters, they are planning on flying into the storm tomorrow morning. I'm not sure exactly what time, but they are flying into it tomorrow morning to do more investigations and to kind of see what it's doing and everything like that. And at that point, we'll probably notice, or we'll probably know if we're going to have those warnings or not. Like I said, right now we have tropical storm watches in effect for some of these areas here. You can see they're in the yellow, which we zoom in a little bit there. It's kind of a little off-centered. There you go. Yeah, so you can see we do have those tropical storm watches, meaning that tropical storm conditions is possible overall. And we'll just have to keep an eye out there for it. Once again, the eastern Yucatan Peninsula should monitor the progression of the storm and just monitor it. Once again, tomorrow afternoon, right at landfall, there's a shot that this thing could become a tropical storm, which is what we're going to be kind of monitoring. This thing is going to be very short-lived if it does, and even if it does, it's going to be kind of a lower-end tropical storm. It's not going to be like a hurricane or anything like that, so that's good news. Some of those coastlines should prepare for tropical storm conditions being possible, as that is a possibility. But honestly, yeah, nothing super, super crazy. These places have been hit a lot worse. As a matter of fact, Beryl hit some of these areas further up north harder than this storm will hit. But like I mentioned, there is still going to be a bit of rain with the storm too, therefore some flooding across some of the Yucatan Peninsula. The more south you go, the more those rain totals increase there. As you can see out there, some of the yellow kind of indicating 4 to 6 inches of rainfall, which is 100 to 150 millimeters here. So that's that. And then, of course, you got the southeastern side here of the Yucatan Peninsula. Some of those areas towards that landfall point actually could be seeing a good 8 to 12 inches of rainfall, which that would be around 200 to 300 millimeters of rainfall overall. So that's a pretty good amount of rain for some of those spots. And remember that could be locally higher too. We could have 12 plus inches in some of those spots per NHC. Let's see here. Someone asked me about hurricane. I had no clue because no warning. What for this storm here? Yeah, this is really the only thing that we really got going on in the Atlantic and the Caribbean and stuff. The good news is for my folks here in the States, we are not under any concern for tropical weather right now. Like I said, we're still in hurricane season, so we're not fully out of the water yet. But regarding like activity-wise, right now, there's nothing heading for the U.S. I know there's a lot of misinformation going on out there. I want to make things right with you guys. I want to tell you guys that, it's not true that what some of these other channels are saying. There actually is nothing as a concern for the U.S. right now. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so let's actually take a quick little look here. We do got ourselves a decent threat for. I know this is a bit off topic, but it is still weather related. If we hop over to the SPC real quickly, the Storm Prediction Center, we do got ourselves a marginal risk today. There is actually a tornado threat that's going to be possibly happening today up there in eastern New Mexico. So we're going to have to watch out there for that. Maybe a little bit of hail, a little bit of damaging wind gusts as well. So we are going to be seeing some storms firing out there. We actually do have our, see here, we'll go pull up our radar here for you guys. That way you guys can kind of see that. So here's current radar view. We do got some really strong lower level winds being reported on those mesonets out there. You can see these guys are moving to the northwest about 25-30 miles an hour in some spots. That's pretty fast moving winds out there. So the winds are definitely really windy out there. Let's see here. Jason coming with a $5 super chat, man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Saying, could the storm become a hurricane in the Pacific? If so, where might it go? Great show on the tube. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Jason. That's really sweet of you. So there is a chance. I do think there's a chance that this thing could potentially become a tropical storm, if not a hurricane, as it passes back into the EPAC. We're really just going to have to monitor it and see how well it holds up once it crosses back over into the water, because there is still that chance, due to the terrain, that lower level wind field, what makes up that storm, really gets shredded whenever it goes over mountain ranges, because, it disrupts the flow and everything like that, and it causes the storm to kind of weaken very rapidly and everything like that. Not only are you taking its warm water away, but you're also disrupting its wind field by terrain. So we're just going to have to see how that system kind of holds up once it crosses back into the EPAC. There is a good amount of model support that does have this thing, actually redeveloping into a potential tropical storm. Once again, maybe even a hurricane. I have seen a couple models suggest that. The only problem is right now is a lot of our hurricane models we really can't view individually, because the storm just went from Invest 95L to now PTC 15. That's its new name, is PTC 15, Potential Tropical Cyclone 15. And whenever that happens, they reset the models and everything like that. So we don't have our past data on it. But we do have the spaghetti models and stuff like that. You can see it's just 94L available. Now, 94L, this is that other system that we're watching. This one, y'all, it's not going to do anything. I'm happy to tell you that, that storm, we did have flights that were prepared to fly into the system here, but that never happened because the storm has pretty much just died out. So 94L is not a problem at all anymore. Like I said, we were just kind of monitoring that. It looked like it had a better potential until it just really didn't do anything. So NHC dropped that probability quickly, and we lost a lot of support for it. So that's really good news. But like I mentioned, with this other one here, it really could redevelop in the Eastern Pacific. We'll keep an eye on it. Jason, I'll probably do another quick live stream tonight. If you wanted to join, we'll probably do it around like 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern or so, just to kind of give you all another update. We'll be doing it on our YouTube Shorts page, this channel, but the YouTube Shorts we'll be doing it on for a quick little update, because at that point we will have those models available to us again, and we'll have the new runs out and stuff like that. So. But anyways, Jason, thank you, dude, once again for the 5. I appreciate that, my friend. We're going to hop on back over here to the radar. So like I mentioned, we do have a bit of a severe weather setup kind of occurring here. Or getting ready to kick off out there in New Mexico. Like I mentioned, we do have a low pressure system out here towards like Arizona. This will be increasing our lower level winds, getting the conditions ready for severe weather. Like I mentioned, tornadoes will be a concern. We're gonna hop over here to the models. We're gonna go to this view here. No problem, Jason. Once again, thank you, man. I appreciate your support. So let's take a look at the HRRR. We're going to go over here. They already have a meso floater here, so we can kind of see what's going on. So as we work our way down in time, you can kind of see that the models here do have a couple storms firing off here. This is around 01 Zulu, which that would be, let's see, so 0 Zulu is 8 p.m. Eastern, so 9 p.m. Eastern for 01. This would be 8 Central and 7 Mountain Time. So that will be 7 o'clock Mountain Time, roughly, according to HRRR, is whenever those storms, maybe 6, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, whenever these storms start to fire off here throughout New Mexico. Like I said, I'm keeping an eye on the radar there too. We'll probably touch up on that on the later live stream too. I'm just going to give you guys an update. I don't think it's going to need coverage per se, because the good news is that this is a lot of rural area. There's a lot of open fields and open areas, or I should really say open deserts in some of these regions. So the good news is that population is not super high. But yeah, we'll touch up on that in our later live stream tonight for you guys. So, can I check west of Las Vegas? I think I spotted rotation. Not right now, dude. We're going to keep it right here. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, then we're going to hop over here to the wrap model here. Let's see here. So we're going to hop over to the wrap. Whenever it comes to it, like I mentioned, the conditions, we can actually see that lower level jet there. Mostly visible there mostly there on the eastern side of New Mexico. That's where we have our strongest winds here. And you can actually see that, there's a pretty good little jet going on out there. We have that low over there towards like Arizona and stuff like that. Mid-level winds here as well. We'll take a look at those. Yeah, you can really see that trough. That really can really see that low right there, which kicks up those winds. So conditions definitely will be favorable for like tornadic activity. We're gonna grab a sounding here. We're just gonna take a quick little look. We're gonna full screen this too. That way we can kind of see what's going on out there. So dew points are in the mid 50s, which is normal for these areas here. You can actually see that on the photograph. You see there's a slight little curvature to that. That veering wind shear environment is what you kind of need for tornadic activity. Instability could be better, but there is some instability available here in the atmosphere. So there is some potential regarding that. Let's do let's hop back over here to previous runs here. Let's just grab a sounding kind of a one right here. Let's see here. Sonia says, "Hey Andrew, have an atmospheric river moving here in Washington State." Oh really? Here, we'll look at that here in a second. Yeah, there you go. Once again, you got that veering wind shear pattern there. Basically a tornadic capable environment. Once again, instability is not super high, but for this area here, it's a pretty good setup. So we'll have to continue watching that. All right, let's hop over here to Washington State. Go ahead and see what's going on out there for you, my friend. Let's see here. Go to Pacific Northwest. Here, we're gonna zoom into there. Actually, fit it on the screen. You can follow the time in the top right there. We have a new GFS run, 18 Zulu coming through. We're gonna hop to 12 because it's not done rendering yet. Yeah, I mean, it does look like you're kind of in position for multiple storm systems to come through. Now, obviously, the more further you go out, the more inaccurate the models do get and stuff like that, as you know. But it looks like you're in the pattern where the Northwest is going to get a lot of precip over the next couple days. Let's take a look at ECMWF here, Euro. Yeah, Euro agrees on it too, showing a couple storms. There's another one here for the 25th and 26th. GFS. Oh, yeah, let's hop to 12. Yeah, there you go. So 25th and 26th, there's a GFS, and then there's Euro. Yeah, no, they do seem to be pretty much in sync with that. So there will likely be quite a bit of rain. In terms of right now, though, we're going to use the forbidden AM3K. Yeah, I mean, you can really see that there is a lot of precip just kind of really scraping out there towards like western Washington near like Seattle and stuff. I would guarantee they're going to be getting quite a bit of rain out there. There's a little bit of snow in those upper elevations of Canada, but yeah. No, but there's going to be more to come. There is going to be more to come out there. Also, I do want to take a quick little look up here towards Utah. You guys have been getting some winter weather out here. Yeah, there you go. So you can actually see that low that we're talking about here. If you look closely, that right here up in Arizona, there is a low pressure system that is there. You can see it kind of spinning there. So that's going to, like I said, increase those winds out there in New Mexico, which is also going to potentially spark off some storms. So we'll have to watch out for that. That's actually for tomorrow, too. Looks like tomorrow we could get a bit of storm activity there as well, not just today. Yeah, so you can see later on today we could have a couple of those storms firing. Then tomorrow looks like we could get some more. Yeah, and AMP shows more of a larger squall for tomorrow. Now let's try the HRRR here. Do 18 Zulu. See what we got going on there. So yeah, you can see a couple storms firing off out there in New Mexico, right around 7, 8, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Then yeah, that does carry into tomorrow too. You can see late tomorrow, we have the more storms firing off out there. So it's going to be a more than 1 day event. It looks like the SPC. So we got that marginal today. Yeah, there's a marginal today there. 2% tornado risks out there. Just for Arizona and New Mexico. Damaging winds and hail. Then tomorrow we got that marginal out there in eastern New Mexico there, 2%. Yeah, so this is going to carry on for not only today, but also into tomorrow as well. Let's take a quick little look at the satellite imagery. We're going to full screen that. Oh yeah, look at that. You can really see that low right now spinning over in Arizona. So there's Arizona. Here's New Mexico. Okay, so let me initiate the data. You can see that right there. There's your low. So that's increasing those winds out there. Yeah, look at that. Honestly, looks like some cells are starting to pop off here. Here, let's try a new radar. We're going to hop over to Albuquerque's radar. Let's see. Yeah, let's take a look at the radar real quickly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see a few little cells popping off out there. Could be the start of it. But anyways, yeah, so that's what's going on there, y'all. Just want to go ahead and mention that little topic overall. And then, like I said, regarding the tropics and stuff like that, we'll keep you guys posted on everything. Once again, this thing is now a potential tropical cyclone, PTC 15, which, like I said, now it has official cone and everything like that. The good news is that it's not going to get anything like near hurricane strength or anything like that, thankfully. If it develops, it's going to be like a low-end tropical storm, which is good. Like I mentioned, we do have tropical storm watches. I don't know if this program, I don't know if it picks up tropical storm watches otherwhere else. No, it doesn't look like it. So, because I already have those enabled. What I can do for you, though, is this. I'm going to bring this down here. Let me pull up our winds. Here we go, cone. There you go. Yeah, so you can actually see the tropical storm watches in effect there in the yellow throughout portions of the eastern Yucatan. Once again, the landfall is going to be some point tomorrow afternoon. Like tomorrow, you can see if you're for Saturday, which is tomorrow. So right around like the afternoon, 1 o'clock p.m. or so Eastern, roughly. Will be right around the time of the landfall, and like I said, there's a chance that it could make tropical storm status at the point of landfall. So We'll see. Let's see. Welcome everyone. Please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, plus notifications, future live streams. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Once again, rainfall going to be another problem for some of these places out here. You guys can see the rainfall amounts. They're towards the point of landfall. So like I mentioned, there still is a little bit of uncertainty with where landfall is going to be. But you can see the hurricane models here. You see how there's still a pretty wide gap in terms of where this thing's going to go. Which is like right out there towards Belize. Is that how you say it? Belize? Once again, I'm not good with these names out here. But yeah, we could definitely be picking up a good amount of rainfall out there towards that landfall site. You know, once again, we could be picking up a good 8 to 12 inches, locally higher as well. Some of that rain will continue more in towards like kind of eastern, central Mexico-ish, right in that area. Some of those places could pick up, 12 plus inches or more. So quite a bit of rainfall will be projected with the storm. And like I mentioned, for the people just joining us, there is a chance that the storm here could redevelop into the eastern Pacific. Hurricane Center has already put out this here. So low pressure is expected to form in a few days offshore southwestern Mexico, which is whenever that storm comes off of Mexico. Gradual development is possible there after a tropical depression could form around the middle week next week as the system moves westward 10 to 15 miles an hour. So you can see the probability over the next 2 days is 0% because the storm is, well, it's over here right now. It's not in that area. But yeah, throughout the next 7 days, we got a 50% chance, which is increasing. Yesterday, I think it was a 30%. Now we're at 50. So yeah, probability is increasing. Probability is indeed going up quite a bit. Then of course, with this guy, we have a high chance of development now. 70% chance of this thing being a tropical storm or so. Like I mentioned, we are now PTC 15, potential tropical cyclone 15. That's, like I said, that's the Hurricane Center does that when a potential tropical cyclone is near, and potential tropical cyclone is to develop out there. Whoops. Of course, my stuff always does that. That way we can get those products out for you guys. Like the tropical storm watches and all that fun stuff. We get those out of there for you guys. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, y'all, we're just gonna keep y'all updated. We're gonna do another live stream tonight on our YouTube Shorts here. That way you guys can join, and we'll do some more updates once we get those like hurricane models and stuff like that out. But I think that's gonna go ahead and wrap up this quick little update. If you guys did enjoy it, leave a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated. Most importantly, share this with you guys, or share it with your friends and your family. If you guys could, help spread the word out there, help get that word out there for you guys. And all right, everybody, thanks for joining. We'll catch you all later tonight. Once again, we're going to go live around 10 o'clock or so, p.m. Eastern, so 9 Central, 7 Mountain, and 6 Pacific. So I hope to see you guys then. But all right, everybody, once again, thank you, Jason, for the $5 earlier. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. And all right, everybody, you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you all later this evening. All right, see you later, guys. Catch you in the next one.